If you're looking for an effective way to bench press at home without free weights, then stay tuned. So all you'll need for this exercise is some 41-inch resistance bands and the Nexus Pro Bar from Clench Fitness. All right, so setting this up is pretty easy. You're just gonna string the band between the two carabiners on the bar, and then you're gonna slip yourself in between the band and the bar, which can be probably the trickiest part, especially if you're a bigger dude or a bigger person. And as you're slipping yourself in, you wanna make sure that this band stays flat and doesn't get all twisted up. So you're gonna have it kind of slide. You might have to shimmy it down a little bit on your back. And then the biggest thing is getting it into that right position on your back. So right now, I kind of have it sitting right around my rear delts, sitting low on my traps, and that's pretty comfortable for me. The band comes around kind of the side of my shoulders, and then when I grip it, I like to kind of keep just beyond the shoulder width grip. That'll be different for everybody, but the biggest thing is when you get into that fully extended position, you want to be able to feel those chest muscles really contract and kind of come together at a full contraction. And that's what is the most important. And then when you're executing this, you can do it standing up, obviously, because we're just using a band and you don't need any gravity or anything like that. I like to use a wall when I'm doing it just to kind of really keep myself stable and really allow me to get something to push. I don't know, I feel like I'm pushing against the wall a little bit and it keeps me nice and stable. And when I'm executing this rep, I'm keeping my elbows kind of tucked down nice and low, and then pushing out and really focusing on engaging that chest and squeezing those chest muscles, and then let it down, controlling that negative all the way down until I start to lose tension. Exhale on the way up, big squeeze. Let it down, nice and slow. And now if you wanna get more stretch on your pecs, that's when you can stand away from the wall. That'll allow your elbows to kind of go back a little bit more. It'll give you more stretch on those pec muscles. So I would say give that a try. And of course, you can always use a bench to do this as well. And what's nice about the bench is that you can get up and get set into this, traditional bench press form where we lay back, roll ourselves up a little bit, get a little arch in our back, planting our hips firmly into the pad, planting our toes, driving with our hips, with our toes. Exhale, big squeeze, keep those elbows down, head back, let it down nice and slow. Big squeeze all the way up. Let it down nice and slow. And you're gonna notice with this progressive resistance that it's gonna be easy at the bottom and very difficult at the top. And that's why I want you to stress getting full extension and really squeezing those pecs at the top. That's where you're gonna get the most bang for your buck out of this exercise. All right, so there's two big reasons why I like using the Nexus Pro Bar for these single banded kind of at-home bench press setups. The first reason is stability. So with a solid bar and with the bands the way they sit on the Nexus bar, you're gonna get a lot more stability in the press itself, and you'll be able to drive more load and more focus into the chest muscle, which is what you're trying to work with the bench press. When you're doing it with just a band by itself, where your arms and your hands are independent, or if you're using handles or whatever on the end of the band to make it more comfortable, it's still gonna be a lot less stability, and you're gonna be fighting kind of against that band as you're going through the pressing motion. You're gonna notice a lot more torque of the band kind of pulling your shoulders. So when I do that without the Nexus bar, I feel a lot more shoulder torque. I feel a lot more in my forearms and a lot less in my actual chest muscles, which is what I'm trying to work. So that's why I love the Nexus bar for banded bench presses at home. And then the second reason, of course, is going to be the resistance level. So with this Nexus bar, I can stack the biggest bands that we make from Clench Fitness. We have a big gray band that goes all the way up to 400 pounds. And you could stack that band in here, and you can also stack other bands like this green band on top of it to just get, super high levels of resistance. Like, resistance will not be the problem. And what's nice about it is it's concentrated resistance. As you're going through that range of motion, you're able to drive all of that force into the chest, and it feels like your chest is doing the work, and you can fail out on the chest muscle versus like failing out because my shoulders are getting too pumped or something like that. So those are the two main reasons why I love using the Nexus bar. All right, so I hope you like this version of the bench press. Honestly, I've tried bench pressing with just a band a million different ways, and this one is probably the most comfortable for me. And like I said before, I can really feel it in my chest the most, which is to me the most important part of doing a bench press in a workout in the first place. So let me know what you think in the comments, or if you have any questions about like whatever you saw today, be sure to drop those down in the comments. Furthermore, if you want more chest exercises or workouts, check out these on-screen video links. We have tons of content just like this on this channel for you. Furthermore, if you need any of the accessories, the Nexus bar, the resistance bands shown today, head over to clenchfitness.com. We will hook you up, and thank you for watching.